Ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. I literally went to hit record and OBS crashed. Like, literally just went to do it. So what I'm doing this time is I'm just going to take the recording from Twitch and not risk hitting the record button because I want to actually get the show going. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen, especially the ones watching live on the stream, to Community Challenge. For those watching on the YouTube, this particular episode, and I believe the next two of Community Challenge, are going to be live streamed because I'm back where I'm able to live stream, and that means I'm going to be streaming basically every day. I have chat on my little corner there, so I may react to that every now and again. But for now, it's going to be streaming pretty much every day for quite a while now. I am still exhausted from Insomnia and Gamescom, basically. I had Gamescom like a couple days after that, and then Insomnia straight after, and I am cream crackered. Last night, I literally just got in, set up my PC, last night, yesterday, I arrived at Just Cat Studios, set up my PC, and then watched Robot Wars, and that's about it. And and made my Hero for Chop Shop, which has then been pushed back a week, so fantastic. I rushed that for no reason. But either way, still going to be good for now, though. Like I said, welcome to Community Challenge. This is a show where I give you guys, the Heroes of the Storm community, a challenge. You then go off and complete it for about a week. You email the replays of you completing the challenge or failing to complete the challenge to replays@tetcher.co.uk. That link will be in the description of the YouTube video below. And then I pick the best ones and put them in this show. Now, first things first, before I tell you about last week's challenge that I'm going to be doing, commentating over today, allow me to tell you about this coming week's challenge. Deadline's still going to be Monday. I know it's a bit less time than usual because I pushed this episode back a day or two, but we want to try to avoid patches as much as possible. So, the challenge for this week is you must top the hero damage chart without using an assassin or a specialist. Very simple. Top the hero damage chart without using an assassin or a specialist. Assassins are fairly obvious because they're really easy to top the damage chart with, and specialists because it's really easy to abuse with an Azebo. Very easy to top it without putting in any effort due to spiders, and that will just win the fight in general. So there you go. Top the hero damage chart without using an assassin or a specialist. And no, Draconi, because Abatha is a specialist. So denied. Monk is a very good choice, Alan Abe, so we'll see if that one works. So we'll see. Show me what you can do. Send them in. More creative the hero. Obviously, we will be more accepting. So tanks and supports are your options. See what you can make through. I know there's some very high damage tanks out there. That's probably going to be the best option. Like we said, Karasim, probably going to work out well. Sonya's pretty good. We will see. We will see. Show me what you got. But the more creative, more likely I am to pick it. For now, though, like I said, that's next week's challenge. This last week's challenge was for you guys to send me replays of summons. And I described summons as something that wasn't with you when you spawned. So Misha doesn't count. Misha's the hero, technically. Had its own separate health bar to you, and this is something we had a bit of a dispute with, because Earthstorm, Fire, the Medevac, etc., I count as you, because you become them. You disappear, same with Ultimate Evolution. So I disallowed all of those, and the last thing I said is it has to move. It has to either by you controlling it, or by getting up and walking on its own, it has to move. Now, I did actually include I was very vague about this. I just said it had to move and left it at that. Because there are a couple summons in the game that don't move on their own, but if you combine them with a knockback ability or with Force Wall, you can actually slightly move them by displacing them. But we didn't see any of those picked. But, yeah, there you go. Oh, Ultimate Challenge, I want the challenge for DPS Morales. If you can do it, it will be in the show. I don't care how terrible the game is. I will include it. But show me what you got. And, an extra thing on the next week's challenge. No BMing. This is always involved in a challenge, but this is one especially. I don't want people going, Assassin's so useless because I'm playing the Uther and I have more damage than the Nova. Because Nova is trash, so that is quite likely to happen. But I would like people to not do that. Politely ask everyone to AFK on base. If that works, then well done. But yeah, for now, I got a lot of very good summon replays. So many, in fact, that I had a really rough time this morning, and I had to wake up so early, which is why I'm so tired, because I had to look through the bloody replays. Didn't have time to do it last night. So for now, though, ladies and gentlemen, a quick honourable mention. For starters, Thank you everyone who sent in a replay. I got so many replays. I mean, good lord, it was a scary amount of replays. But thank you everyone for sending them in. And a special honourable mention to Draconi, who sent me a really, really good replay, which I don't think I'm going to include in this episode because I might make a full video about it. If I don't, then I'm very sorry I didn't include it, but it's very it is an Abathur one, and I don't want to include it here because I want to do it properly with proper camera control, because otherwise I just hold down the spacebar and it looks a bit wibbly. But the replay was really good and had some good moments of stuff that I'd like to bring up in terms of playing Abathur at a high level. So I'm separating that possibly for a separate thing, possibly not, depending on how much time I have. Maybe during a stream. So, for now though, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, despite the incredible amount of preamble at the start of this episode, allow me to show you the first replay from today's show. And we will start off. Why am I in the bottom corner? Where is the camera thing? Get out of there, me! I don't belong here. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the Garden of Terror. And starting off on the right, we have the Villains team, which appear to be flashing for no good reason, but we don't care. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Villain team today, starting off with the Lunara. It is the boss. And for some reason, once again, when we zoom in on this map, I can't move my camera any further to the right. You can see my mouse there, just going over the thing. I'm smashing it into the side. Won't go any further to the right. Up and down, fine. But it won't go any further to the right, despite the fact there being a significant extra amount of map here. But either way, the Lunara is being played by the boss. The Raider is being played by Rain. Or the Muradin is being played by Bahamut. Bahamut, close enough. The Valor is being played by Edelicious. And the Artanis is being played by Aljoman. Whereas, on the left-hand side, it is our heroes team today, and playing the ETC, it is Chungers playing the Gul'dan with the very spooky mount. It is going to be Imari playing the Valor. It is Mubu playing the Jada. It is going to be J-Pug. And our hero for today, playing the Anubarak. He makes it pretty much into every episode. It might have something to do with he literally sends me about 8 replays per episode. It's Nevermore. He is going to be playing the Anubarak today, and we will be following on his vision. Jumping in straight away. Let me know if there's issues with the audio. I can adjust on the fly, but for now, I'm hoping it should be fine. So once again, like I said, you have to have something that isn't with you to start. There are no summons with him at the start, and has its own health bar and moves. So I'm sure you can all guess what this is. Playing Nidubrak, he's going Beetles, and this is what I like when people do the challenge. They ultra commit to the challenge. Starting off with the Assault Scarab, going in for a full Beetle build, which I haven't seen for a while, because Anubarak, you can build it very tanky, and that makes it very viable in the current meta, and that just is really useful. So instead, we're seeing him, at the moment, go for a full Beetle build. Starts off with a great double stun, instantly into another double stun. So Nevermore, starting off super aggro. We're going to jump onto faster speed here. We're going to cast like that because that's how we usually do it, because some of these games are quite long. Once again, finds Lunara, gives a good poke, and just so many stuns coming out of Nevermore right from the beginning. Already has massively out-traded Rain and the boss. However, then with their extra range, will trade back a bit, and Chungers takes some very hard hits and is forced that little bit further back. So, Nevermore staying in the middle lane, just zoning out for the moment, trying to avoid taking those long-range auto attacks. Rain just smashing him at the moment, doing some high extra damage up into the air goes boss. So, Rainer, once again, pushing back Nevermore. The extra range just being used to great advantage here. But Nevermore, he's sustaining in lane for the moment. He needs to survive until level 4, and then he gets a little bit of health regen so he can actually stay in lane. With the objective up, though, he's using his shield to tank some Raider autos while he gets the lane pushed up and then moves towards the objective of his team. In the meantime, though, his team has actually managed to grab themselves 2 kills at some point on the map, although Gul'dan is currently fighting Lunara. Nevermore, use your eyes! Kill! Destroy! You missed! Get her! Good job, Nevermore. There we go. Now he's surrounded, body blocked. Now he needs to live, and he didn't. But Chungers could have housed it in there, decided against it, but they saved Gul'dan and were able to get the kill. A little bit short on the map awareness for that one, but overall, they were able to get the target that they were looking for. Bahamut being chased away by Moo Moo. And Anubrak is already on the way back to the fight, where they could then start on the objective, although Artanis already starting it off with that amateur opponent. He wants to try and burst it down for Anubrak was back, but Anubrak is already back. Surprise! Finding Rita, keeping him in the blizzard there. Gets rooted by the boss, though, but it's Muradin taking the damage, and he is obliterated. We have some Beetle healing. Now Anubrak getting chased by Valor. Jumps the stun. Lets the boss do a bit of extra damage and tunnels under the wall to survive and keep himself alive. He will now be moving down to once again rejoin his team, who have been able to wrap around lovely and grab some good kills. I have alerts still on. I will just leave them. We'll leave that into the live streamed version. I'm sure it's fine. So Nevermore clearing out minions for the moment, just wiping them as quick as possible. I'm just going to move straight up to the objective here once again and try and ensure that they have enough for the turn. And right now, Red very far ahead in terms of seeds. Blue can't get enough. Our heroes not going to be able to grab enough for a Terror, but they can deny it to Red if they can keep control of this area. And they get the kill on Valor, which might make it enough, but Muradin doing some great damage. Good tunnel out by Nevermore. However, the boss rooting them in. Moo just able to escape. Imari giving his life for his team there to give them a chance to reposition themselves. But that means all the rest of the seeds will go over to the villains, and they will grab enough for their first Terror of the game. And yes, follow sound is not loud enough. I will turn that up after the show. So we're going to see Nevermore once again going back to the mid lane, just clearing out the minions for the moment. They're waiting for the Terror. Until then, they actually de-push those lanes because their minions are going to get trashed the second that Terror starts moving in. If it decides to clear waves, it is simply a step auto attack. You can clear the waves quite nicely and get away with that fairly easily. Terror moving into the bot lane towards Gul'dan. Nevermore going to rotate down to it. Hopefully someone from the top lane will rotate down to hold the mid lane, because right now it is a Triumph Man in the top lane with no one holding mid. There we go, ATC moving down. And Nevermore forcing back the Terror. The plant pot did not actually do a huge amount there. And ETC coming in, the more you stun the Terror, the more duration it has lost. It does have resistance, but you can just drop those abilities and get it out here. And so we're seeing some good damage being dropped onto the Terror here. They are trying to clear it out before it expires. Just remove all that value. Moo stutter stepping like a madman there, doing a great job. And Nevermore trying to get the Valor again, and the enemy Valor far inferior to Moo Moo doing a very good job, and Nevermore has just been punishing the enemy Valor very, very nicely here. Continues to clear out the minions in the mid lane, just baiting people in, just like, come at me. I know there's an ETC below here who has immediately moved on to Artanis, trying to take him down. Nevermore moving forward as well, wants to try and get some extra damage off. Not enough for another kill, but enough to force everyone back and work out a good, strong position for them to continue playing from. So Chunga's going to rotate down to the objective along with his team. They find more enemies here. Artanis caught out of position, stunned up for a bit, and Nevermore going super deep, trying to block out Raid's retreat here. Raid finds the gap, though, trying to escape, especially thanks to Artanis there, but who has now zoned himself out. No, ETC saves Artanis. No, following up with a great power slide to completely screw Artanis. Very nearly saved him, but they very nearly screwed him. Somehow J-Pug lives. That tower should really have killed him, but he barely managed to survive that. But he got out, so job done. I forgot how warm this room gets, but I'm sure it will be fine. I will melt in peace. It's worse than, put it this way, it's worse than my little tiny booth at Gamescom temperature-wise. It's rather warm. But heroics have become available for our heroes here. We have the Ring of Frost for Jada, the Rain of Vengeance for Valor, the Locust Swarm for Anubrak, the Terrify for Gul'dan, and the Mosh Pit coming in for the ETC. So Nevermore just pushing up the lane once again. He's got mercenaries with him this time, but really needs to come down and find his heroes. Gul'dan saying he found the deer. What a mosh pit by ETC! Nevermore coming in, beetles for days, and everyone is dead. And that was an incredible mosh pit by ETC there, grabbing everyone. And that allowed Anubrak and the rest of the heroes to do some huge damage. Those beetles coming out in great numbers now. You can see 3 here, soon to be 4, except for the fact he ran out of things to ran out of abilities to use. But he's getting the health regen from them, the extra 8 seconds. The health regen is on level 7, sorry, not level 4. And he's got the extra damage on each beetle. So now Nevermore moving into the top turret. His team was already able to grab the bot one. He was just able to grab the small camps. And as long as they can get this before the enemy get there, then I think they'll have enough for 2 Terrors. We'll find out in a second. ETC going in again, starting up Valor once again. The Raid of Vengeance catches 2 heroes. The Hyperion doing some good damage though, and Nubrak into the back line, killing off the Valor again. Now they're chasing the boss, and they're instead though able to get Raid turning onto the boss, who decides that Micro is for suckers and standing still before dying. So we're seeing Nevermore running away once again, trying not to get himself caught out by the Artanis and the Muradin. Able to pull back all the way to his base, where he will remain safe. He can grab Fountain if he wants to, which he will, deciding not to be back, using the Fountain so he can stay in lane and clear up the minion wave that's just pushed, despite it being just a bit. But if the enemies decided to continue pushing there, it would have been great for Nevermore to stay. So Nevermore continuing, like we said, just de-pushing ETC on the way back as well. But this time, Moo Moo is in the Terror, and he's coming through straight to that mid lane fort, and they're going to put some pressure on. They very nearly did almost lose the Terror, but they did get it in the end. So the Terror smashing through that fort with a full 5-man push this time. No current defense from the villains. The question is, where are they hiding? Here they come. Muradin Artanis from behind. Raid blindly stunned there by the Anubarak. There's the mosh pit, only catching Muradin. Lara walks into it. Ring of Frost doesn't catch anyone, but it's a good zoning tool, forcing back Valor for a bit there. Down goes the Muradin to start off with. Now they're chasing onto the boss and onto Delicious. Nevermore over the Fig. Beetles stuns miss, and he's just going to leave that to Chungas with the power slide. Able to finish that off with the help of some Beetles. And they were also able to get the boss that little bit further up. Laser chasing Amari, but won't catch him. And Artanis going down for his insolence and for his troubles. So Nevermore now pushing up, bringing some Beetles. Now Minion Wave has arrived as well. And Nevermore diving very deep, just zoning out Raid even more. He has taken the bed of barbs here, so just getting a bit more consistent damage here, which he can just drop onto a fort if he wants to, and it will just tick over time damage onto that fort to keep the pressure on. For now, the fort will go down. That was a bit greedy by Nevermore. Onto Muradin. It worked. Muradin is dead. And they continue to push on. Nevermore so aggro here. Raid of Vengeance. Chunk is getting Artanis there. And the boss diving in, deciding that just not microing isn't enough, and instead decides to dive directly into the enemy team. And then instead of diving back the way he came, he dives to the right and dies instead. So we're seeing the heroes for the moment retreating to their base, grabbing health, grabbing mana. Nevermore could probably be back to base to get mana. Instead pops the Fountain, but he had the time, and instead he wants to grab the Fountain. He's just going to use the time that he would have spent walking back from base instead to grab the Merc Camp. Also viable, but I expect he would have had enough time either way, but this is the safer decision he made here. So Anub just clearing that up. In the meantime, his team have already grabbed the Siege Giants in the mid lane, and that will begin to push up as well. And Nevermore taking that down. Easy. Easy. And people are saying the boss. Yeah, the boss, the hero, the boss makes it very confusing as opposed to there actually being a boss on this map. So very lucky it was on this map. God, can you imagine if it was on Cursed Hollow? If the boss was playing on Cursed Hollow and I was like the boss going to the top lane and people were like, wait, what? The boss hasn't been taken yet. It's 1 minute in. So Nevermore moving into the mid lane, pushing up once again. Good stun onto the boss. Gets him again. Chasing so deep right now, but has found himself surrounded by a lot of people. Here comes the Hyperion as well. Ring of Frost. Nevermore finally taken out here. Went too deep one too many times. But in the meantime, everyone else has died. We're seeing the laser being dropped onto that Terror, trying to just draw out some of his time. Look at that health bar at the bottom right, just dropping here. Just being deleted. And despite Anubarak being dead, his team will now push onto the core with only 2 heroes remaining on the villain side. They will push onto the core for the win. And that was just good use of Beetles, just using them as extra damage. Smashing everything into it, smashing the core into pieces. Moo Moo even just vaulting for style there. And we do see Nevermore once again able to win the game. That brings the score to 1-0 for our heroes today. So very well done by Nevermore once again, just showing off because he makes it to every bloody episode and he almost always wins. But he has made it to the fail section of an episode once. There is no fail section in this one. All the replays that were sent were really, really good. There was one, I was tempted to steal a fail section a little bit from WTF Moments, where basically a Falstad tried to steal a boss. You guys probably saw it in most recent WTF Moments, where Falstad tried to steal a boss, flew in, mighty gust, but Nazebo put down his... Apparently that alert isn't on the screen. I'm going to have to wait for it to show up on here. Sardonic, thank you very much. But, yeah, we had tried to steal the boss with the Mighty Gust, but Nazebo put down a zombie wall, trapped his own teammates in the zombie wall so they couldn't be pushed off the point. Bloody brilliant. But decided not to steal the content, etc., because that would be a dick move. So allow me to load up replay number 2. There's only 3 replays in this one, and that is for a very good reason. And that's the fact that I'm tired. No. There's a good reason. Length for the video of the games has a lot to do with this one. Who is on what side on this one, so I know which side to start on? This side. Fantastic. All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, let us jump into game number 2, and this time we're going to be playing on the Black Hearts Bay. And starting off on the left-hand side, we're going to press play to actually get to our things here. There we go. So, playing for the villains on Black Hearts Bay, it's going to be Uther, who is hidden behind a tusk, but he's being played by Noble. Gul'dan, who's being played by Icarus. We have Malfurion being played by, where are you? There we go, Petlar. And we have Nova being played by Wildheart. And finally, Zagara being played by Lewis! Sorry, it's in caps, so it has to be shouted. Whereas on the right-hand side, playing for the Heroes team today, ladies and gentlemen, that's a fort, I misclicked. Playing for the Heroes team today, it is Ariel being played by Delulb. How do you pronounce that? Delulb. Delulb. I'll go with Delulb. I hate this name. Playing the Illidan is going to be Troy and a bed. Troy and a bed. There we go. That is exactly how it is. Playing the Zeratul is going to be Like It. Playing the Sylvanas is going to be Blades29. And finally, our hero for today, it's going to be Abatha, being played by Poseidon Octo. He's back. He's made it back onto an episode. It's been a while since he's actually been on one, but he used to make them all the time. But he has returned. The prodigal son. Let us hit the play button. Boom! And now, excuse me while I adjust my keyboard. And hang on, hold up. Okay, so for those who... Hang on, I need to turn my studio lights back on because we're jumping back to this camera. Because... Abatha is a real pain in the ass to actually spectate. He's really a pain in the ass, which is why I kind of wanted to do the Draconi thing maybe separately if I can find the time. So there's 2 ways to do it. One, you just hit the hero vision, and that basically follows the hero where the hero is looking. But the second they symbiote, the camera locks in place. So if the hero they're symbioted onto just walks off camera, that's gone. So you've lost that. You have to remove it and then re-lock on. The other way to do it is to hold down spacebar so that you follow their vision all the time, and that will lock onto the hero and the symbiote. So the second when you're back on Abatha, you're locked onto Abatha, but that means you can't see where they place mines, but who cares? And when Abatha hits symbiote, jumps onto the symbiote and will just lock onto that character. It's a bit of a pain, but it does do it. Mez is shouting Darren, for those who don't know. I am not wearing a Darren t-shirt, I'm wearing a you die, you die, you die, you die t-shirt. It's very cool, but the way I found to fix the holding down the spacebar, because holding down the spacebar is annoying, is I put my... Jesus, I knocked over my drink. I put my my portable phone charger, which is really heavy. It's like the weight... Look at it. There's my hand on it. It's giant, and it's very heavy. But I use that, and I just place that on the spacebar to hold it down so that I can just sit like this while I cast and just be comfortable. So there you go. A little bit behind-the-scenes viewing there. And let's jump back to in-game. Let me rest down my battery pack. Boom. Is that safe? Is that positioned that it's going to stay? Looks like it. Looks like it. Success! Go! I should probably hit fast forward. There we go. Hello, team? And they're off! There we go. They were literally just AFK. I was very, very confused for a second there. I was like, wait, what? There's stuff moving. I'm hearing noises, but nothing is happening. So yeah, today is going to be Poseidon Octo on the Abatha. And rip. Immediately. So yeah, Abatha trying to help out his team for the moment, who decided to rush mid despite having a Zeratul and an Illidan. and just trying to fight it there. A bit of corruption coming in, but hitting both heroes here. But the health regen from the regen globe enough to keep everyone alive. So Nocto starting off here with the pressurized glands. Going for a symbiote build at the start anyway, due to the fact that he does have 2 melee assassins. Going to try and keep them alive that way. And just jumping around. No one is currently in the bot lane except for Sylvanas, who finally made it down there. In time to grab at the last minute wave. Diluve getting killed off there. Decided to walk into a Baneling. Blades getting ganked also in retreat. Symbiote onto Illidan, and that will kill Gul'dan at least. So Zeratul and Illidan able to grab the coins from the top lane at least. And Sylv was actually able to grab all 5 from the bot lane too. So all 10 coins at the start going over to our heroes here. Sylv massively pushing up the lane because she's against freaking Malfurion. And will then rotate up. I'd like to point out here, double support, no melee characters on the side of the villain team. Rooted, no getting out for you. Gets killed off, loses all the coins. Rip in pepperoni. And Zeratul complaining about ping. Welcome to my world. And yeah, this is the issue. When he's placing mines, we can't actually see what he's doing. Drops the shield onto Illidan, who thinks about it, decides against it, then better for it, then against it again. And to back up and get some bloody health back instead of diving in and getting himself killed. But yeah, we have 2 healers and no melee on the side of the villain team, and 2 melees and 1 healer, plus Abatha on the side of the villain team, the heroes team. It makes very little sense, but it will do. So for now, using the symbiote to soak XP while we watch a Nova clear a lane. The saddest of all sights, but very amusing. So for now, Abatha, once again, you can see him putting down some mines around the map, or you can tell that he is. Due to the fact that he goes jazz hands on the very odd occasion when he does. For now, symbioting onto Blades. Should have really done onto Zeratul. Decides Blades instead. Cancels it. Like it. Does a little bit of damage. And Blades decides to walk back in and die. Symbioted it onto Illidan this time, who is wailing on that Gul'dan. There's the root. Illidan micros out of it. The drain. And good kill by Ariel there, helping out because Illidan's damage is about the same rate until later levels as the drain healing from Gul'dan. So those two will just hit each other for a while. Very Legion appropriate. I'm pretty sure that was intentional. Sun from Uther. Have you ever seen an Uther chase down a Zeratul? I just did. It was very funny. So Abatha, once again, going on to Illidan as he's taken that level 4, the Adrenal Overload, to get that extra attack speed in so that Illidan can just wail on things, get some extra healing, get some extra attack damage, and just burst things down as he goes. I'd like to point out that Abatha has already completed the mission, technically, because Locusts are technically summons. They fall into my entire description. Troya to bed in full retreat right now with Abatha on his head. Getting out of there, uses friend or foe to get to Blades, who is once again completely ignoring everything. So Poseidon, just chilling, because he putting down some mines. Yay! Yay! Jazz hands. This is the annoying bit. Big root coming in from Malfurion. Not going to be getting anything from it, though. Malfurion going for a heal build, but that means nothing. You could still see the silence. Illidan dead. Once again, this Malfurion with his roots has been very on point and has been getting all the kills. And Blades clearing out the minion, the Mercenary Cap, the Bruiser Cap this time, with the help of Abatha and Ariel. So they'll be able to do that quite nicely, quite easily, in fact. So level 7 will be hit by our heroes very soon. Once again, remember, talents swap sides, and heroics will also be swapped sides. So Abatha's heroic, I believe, will be on Gul'dan or maybe Nova. Either way, it's broken. So we're seeing Noble taking some damage from Lyca with our hero Poseidon Octo on his head. Lyca just walking past the very low health Nova there, deciding to ignore it. Well done. That's what high ping does to you. That's what high ping does to you, unfortunately. Instead, just with Illidan, who has normal ping, who proceeds to wreck everything. And it's gone. Wait, there we go. Took it a little bit, but was able to do it in the end. So Troy into bed, pulling back to the turn in. Zeratul was able to get his coins in despite having high ping. You don't need high ping to channel. Sorry, you don't need low ping to channel. So the top 4, however, despite the blue team being the ones to turn in, the top 4 did, well, I say the blue team, the red team technically, but despite the right-hand team, our heroes turning in, the top 4 of theirs did go down as they didn't have anyone defending it, because Sylvanas is a bit busy. Care Heros! Care Heros indeed. I don't know which one, do they have a hero called Heros? I don't think they do, so I don't know what that means. Right now, we're going to see Ariel and Zeratul. This time, Zeratul getting some good damage off Divine Shield. Actually almost being baited out there because Zeratul didn't actually go full all in on it. Heroics available for the Villains team at the moment. As we saw the Divine Shield used. Terrify for the Gul'dan. Tranquility for the Malfurion. The triple tap for Nova. And the Nidus Worm for Zagara. We're getting a bit of a fast forward here. Ariel finding Nova. Wait. Hold up. We're going to back up here, and we're going to jump onto the everyone view. We're going to back up onto the everyone view here and find out what the hell was that. Okay, so Sylvanas. Oh, I missed Sylvanas dying. I really thought that Nova had just managed to solo a cab, and I was ever so confused. But either way, Nova grabs the cab, and Ariel with Abathur. Surprise! Punished. That's what you get for being a Nova. Alright, so back to Abathur, which is on view 9, and boosh. Abathur. Right now sitting on Illidan, who's going to proceed to beat up things. No, he's not. He's going to run away bravely. Turning around. Now he's going to beat up things. Thanks to the silence coming in from Sylvanas. But Troy into bed, running out of health, just retreating. Nothing there to stop him. He will escape unless he decides to walk into a minion wave. There was a very small chance he would have died there if he'd actually walked up top and Zagara had been able to get into a Nidus Worm, because there was a Nidus Worm up there being killed by the monstrosity, which Abathur took as his level 10. So he's going to be able to do some great push work there, some great damage right now. It's pushing the top lane. You can see already up to fully stacked, so it has an extra 123 attack damage and 1,540 bonus health. Now even more. Oh, it could get further up. I guess it's up to 30. Ariel reviving Sylvanas there, getting some revive. Monstrosity getting rooted, getting locked down. It has huge health regen, as you can see there, but now has to retreat. Malfurion will be able to finish that off with Moonfire. Down it goes. But it does get killed off. Thank you, Zeldina90, for the follow here. Blades chasing down Wildheart, gets the kill, but here comes Noble for a stun. Lycat's still having pig issues by the looks of it, really struggling. Blades focusing onto him. There's a Divine Shield with the combined with the Drain that it gives some good sustain. The silence comes in. There it all! Oh, like I said, that's what high ping does to you. Really not helping. Yeah, you can see the bugs here. The fact that the heroics have swapped sides overall, but yeah. I like doing this when it bugs, like having a look and just seeing what would be the most OP hero combination to do. I quite like the Abathur with Terrify, to be quite honest, because you still have the same range on it. But I think Zagara with Resurrect would probably be the most broken, or maybe Nova with Metamorphosis. I think that would be pretty wreckable. Oh wait, no, Zeratul with Tranquility. That is good. So, Poseidon, once again, just chilling in the lane. He has a monstrosity. Does he have a monstrosity up? No, it's called. It's active at the. It's ready to be activated at the moment. Takes a shot to the face. Going to be pulling back for the moment to a safe position, as he knows that those shots will do great damage. And that lane is being pushed up. Triple tap coming in. Going to use. Nice sharing of the damage there. Not going to risk Ariel dying with those 13 coins, so just going to let that go down. Monstrosity pushed up that mid lane very hard, now just going to be pulled back, so it's a bit harder to gank. No, actually, it's being brought to the fight. We have it with extra damage here. Needle Spine, the extra damage and range by 20%, and the extra charge and the reduced cooldown. So now we have the Terror Monstrosity, the Damage Monstrosity, ready to fight. It finds a Nidus Worm. It kills the shit out of it. And now, the Great Monstrosity Worm will push down into the enemy jungle, wrecking the shit out of everything it finds along the way. So Abathur has completed the challenge very severely here with some great, really powerful monstrosity, doing some really good damage with that. It's still alive. Nope, it has died. Never mind. I was about to say it was still alive in the bot lane, but nope, it is dead. So we're going to hit the fast forward button once again because Abathur is yet to symbiote a Fig. Symbiote's a Locust, and it's dead. Abathur, please. Abathur pinning very heavily. Pings onto Like It, the hero with 1,000 ping. But still alive there, but it finds Zagara, who was able to try to be sneaky. Now jumping onto Dlub, who is trying to wrap around, trying to find something, but is a bit outnumbered. So instead, pulling back. Zeratul drops the Void Prism, gets a couple here, but Dlub is still outnumbered. So pulling back, just letting it, just letting Ariel retreat with some poking in the backline by that Needle Spine. Poseidon Octo really out of heroes to symbiote onto. Ariel's the only one alive. Illidan only just coming back here. So Poseidon looking for an opportunity. He has monstrosity back. He could drop that into the top lane, which he does do, in fact. See it on the mini-map. Immediately finds a Gul'dan, which is fun. Instead, though, finding Illidan to symbiote onto instead. Divine Shield used onto Malfurion. Illidan rooting himself, but he doesn't care. Slice, slice, slice. Stun. Dead. Did it. Good job, Illidan. He is gone. He decided to completely run away from any team members except for Abatha and take on an enemy team that he didn't know where they were. Good job. Standard shit. So we're seeing Abatha continue to push that top lane down. He'll have the monstrosity back in 50 seconds. So he'll be able to help that out. And he can symbiote any of his other team members who are all still alive, except for said Zeratul. Tunneling into the jungle area, finds Delulb, who is doing, once again, some good damage. And Delulb is super aggro this entire game. Sylvanas killed off by Nova. Delulb triple tap, dead. And now it is just Zeratul who's going into it along with that mouth, along with the Illidan, actually. Illidan is back and alive. Down goes Zeratul. Now he is, Illidan is now 3 versus 1. Is he going to continue to fight? No, decides against it, despite Nova being very low. And then it being only 2 supports. He actually might have been able to take that one. Abatha, Monstrosity having a little bit of trouble, dead. Someone described it in the chat very well. The Monstrosity is very effective if there's a minion wave in front of it. If you don't babysit it all the time, if there's no minion wave, then it dies and you lose all your stacks and you have to start all over again, sad times. But it can help out if you combine it with the Envenomed Spines. So you can get the extra slow there. Not taking the healing. I'm pretty sure it didn't affect it. That Locust body block, though, that was unintentional, I expect, but it helped. So Poseidon Nocto now able to fully retreat. Whereas Lewis is not able to get anything there other than taking a bit of damage from that Locust. So very unfortunate for him. Once again, Poseidon Nocto accurately calling out. They do, in fact, have the level 20s. These are Symbiote's teammate here because they are in a fight. Illidan getting feared towards the person who feared him. That is unfortunate by Gul'dan there. And he does get wiped off the face of the map. Side Nocto looking for another opportunity. Finds Zeratul this time. Is he going to be able to do anything? He runs through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 enemies. And he's able to live. Here comes the triple tap. And he's dead again. And Side Nocto needs to find Illidan. Never mind, Illidan's dead. Now it's just Blades. Blades in full retreat. Firing some pinging shots back. And the Haunting Wave. Not even using it for the teleport this time. Actually just going to run away. But he did live, so he's able to hold on to, I think, 3 coins total, and then instead decides to go back in and fight against the Nova, while once again, not knowing where a single other enemy player is. I mean, are you serious? Are you actually serious? Stop running in when you don't know where the rest of the enemy team is. He was out, he was safe, and he had coins. His decision-making on that knowledge alone is, I can take that Nova. Which had more health than him to begin with. Like, yeah, you're going to get Abathur at some point with you, but wait until he's 100% symbioted you, and you have an escape, and you know where people are. Stop going in when you don't know where the enemy team is. Jesus Christ. Back to the game. So the Monstrosity already has managed to push up mid lane very effectively, taking down that middle keep. But there are Siege Giants in the bot lane. Level 20s have now been hit. Monstrosity taking the tunnel to the bot lane to deal with the Siege Giants. Very, very nice here. Using the old evolution complete. So now the Monstrosity is being used as a D-push tool and is able to prevent the push in the bot lane from doing anything else. Very nicely done. And is now going to use it to take a mercenary camp. I'm pretty sure that the Monstrosity can't actually capture mercenaries. I'm almost positive that that's the case. So who's going to capture this? Is that if we're going to tunnel for it? Apparently the Monstrosity can capture mercenaries. Well, I'll be damned. So the Monstrosity tunneling up to the top lane because the enemy team, while all that was going on, took a boss. So instead, the Monstrosity is now going to be used for defending against the boss. But it is halfway stacked, so it has some decent damage. Once again, with that double poke from the spines, can do some serious damage. Oh, Abathur can. Ah, good to know. Good to know. Alright, so Monstrosity once again tunneling down to the bot lane. This time going to be pushing with it. They were already able to kill off the boss, saving that top keep. So now the Abathur Monstrosity will instead begin pushing that bot lane again, this time with a mercenary camp. Finds an Uther, tunneling out, keeping it alive, keeping it fully stacked, continuing to just build it up. 36 stacks currently, now even killing some creep. Not enough, however, to clear up the mercenary camp on his own. Instead, tunnels into the backline, finds Uther, wipes him out. That might give Sylvanas a chance to escape. Maybe the Venom Spine slowing Nova. Monstrosity dies, but it will eventually die. There we go, Holy Fire killing that off. The Monstrosity died, but still got it. Very, very nice. Very cool. That worked out nice. He saved his teammates. Zeratul went down beforehand, but the Envenom Spine saving Sylvanas at the sacrifice of Monstrosity that will be back in 75 seconds. Overall, that is very, very worth. But they are down to their last remaining keep. The enemy team, however, is down to 2 as well. So this game going on quite a while. Both teams have been level 24 a while, but are both awaiting their opportunity to try and close out the game. Blades has found Noble here, and Noble is being murdered. In comes the Great Poison, Corruption, the Silence, and the Fear from both teams. Abatha, get back in there so we can spectate the game. Get in there. Get in there. Symbiote, you bastard. Your symbiote has been off cooldown for ages. Looks like the fight is over after Illidan and Sylvanas did die. So Psynocto just placing mines everywhere at the moment. Drops that monstrosity into the bot lane. And is going to use that to wipe out these Siege Giants once again to prevent that last remaining keep from going down, preventing even more catapults from coming in. Speaking of catapults, though, top lane is under some serious duress. We're seeing a very large minion wave coming in, and Monstrosity not going to be available to defend it. Just getting killed off by Gul'dan, who Zeratul tried to deal with and instead takes over half his hit points worth of damage and then walks into a minion wave and nearly dies. No stun. There's the blink to escape. However, Malfurion is found in the top lane. Illidan trying to get some work off on there. Gets the kill, especially with that extra attack speed now from Ariel and from... oh, not from Ariel. Ariel didn't take it. Fair enough. I thought she would have taken the extra attack speed. How peculiar. Either way, still gets the Adrenal Overload from Abatha. Sylvanas clearing up the minions. Needs to get rid of those catapults. Focus the catapults always now. Always focus the catapults. 3 heroes dead. No pushing is being done. My frig fell off the space bar because I knocked it. There we go. But yeah, the teams are swapped in terms of the talents. Psynocto just looking for an opportunity right now. Ariel is denying the turn-in, but takes a huge amount of damage. Good knockback there, just trying to keep himself alive. He did take the extra range on the knockback. Illidan getting feared. They really want to turn in those coins because they know that is a guaranteed keep if they get it. Nice interrupt by Zeratul this time, able to do something. And here comes the murder! Troya to bed, giving chase here. Trying to get that Uther. Malfurion coming in to help, but sneaky around the back. Zagara just went for the turn-in, I think. I don't know if she has the coins for it. She does not. I think she's just coming in for kills then. Blades running away as Malfurion did pop that Tranquility because they want to just bait that out, but they need to get back to that turn-in area. Monstrosity now pushing the bot lane again. Getting all of this protection here. But no one's at the turn-in because everyone on both teams is dying, actually. And slice, 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 dead. Zeratul once again with his high ping coming in to help just in time after the enemy hero is dead. But while that's happening, like we said, no one got in the turn-in. And there it is. We're now going to see those cannons finish off that last fort and do some damage to... Sorry, that last keep and do some damage to the core. Abatha should probably drop a shield or 2 onto the core. Instead, though, wants to help out Lycat. Take down Lewis. Jesus, that damage. So, because we did see Zeratul has managed to take the Assassin's Blade and the Master Warblade here, along with the Nexus Blade. So he hits hard. So the Monstrosity is clearing up. The core down to 48%, but it is still alive. And with Abatha now using the Monstrosity to clear waves, even healing it in the Hall of the Swords, because it only has 25 seconds before that burrow. But it is now available to help. It will push the top lane, apparently. I thought it would be mid, but it just decided to change direction. There we go. It's going to be mid lane. Instead, he's going to bring the Monstrosity to the mid lane. Protect it. Help it out. Bring it to the turn-in area and use it as a hero. It has 38 stacks, this one, so it hits bloody hard. Can capture objectives. Can't pick up that coin that everyone else forgot. In comes the damage. Illidan getting rooted, but not taking any damage. So still good at the moment. Pulling back, not being aggressive enough, I feel. Leaving Sylvanas to die. They had it, basically everyone there. Oriel was coming in from below as well, but not able to really get anything from that. So Monstrosity just going to chill back here for now. Just regaining, just chilling. Getting some health regen for the moment. Illidan thinking about going in again. Zeratul getting the Void Prism. Not able to grab anything from it. But in the meantime, Monstrosity is being used to clear out those Siege Giants in the bot lane with the help of Ariel. Because otherwise their core is boned. But Abatha doesn't appear to notice the fact that top lane is continuing to bone the base. Nice stun by Ariel, though. The core, though, starting to die. Starting to die. Continuing to die. Someone deal with this. No one's dealing with this. You're all too slow. And GG. Catapult to BS. Stupid catapults. That was a fight that they might have actually been able to win, and just because they couldn't turn around for they didn't have 20 seconds free for a bit. Ugh. I hate the catapult change. But either way, overall, that was very, very nice play by Poseidon Oxo. He showed great control of the monstrosity throughout that, using it as the defensive tool that otherwise his team would have lost to those catapults way, way earlier because they had to be busy on the map, actually saving the bloody game. Oh, I hate that change so much. But, they were able to get the work out of it. He showed off that you could use it in the backline, murdering there, killing off the Uther in the front line, using it to push all of the individual lanes, and de-pushing when they were suffering from some danger. So for now, allow me to find you and load up for you game number 3. There it is. And we talk about familiar names on this show a lot. This person still holds the record, I'm pretty sure, for the most appearances on a community challenge of all time by a probably fairly significant amount. So we will head into the game. Today's game is going to be on the Dragonshire. And, ladies and gents, I showed the replay timer for a second. It's gone. It's gone. You didn't see shit. So, let's jump in. So, ladies and gentlemen, spawning on the right-hand side, spawning on the right-hand side, playing for the villains team today, we're going to be seeing Rainer being played by Flugenheim. Flugenheim, I think that's how you pronounce it. We're seeing Gul'dan being played by Draga. We see the Arthas being played by Ostap. We see Gazlo being played by Russian. And we see Illidan being played by Tolo, whose beard's having a right Barney down there in the bottom. And no other name, I'm afraid I did not use your Kerrigan clip. There were some very good bits in it, but overall, the gameplay just had too many very long gaps in between action that I wasn't able to use. But we did have some very good Kerrigan clips from everyone. And this one actually had the level 20 talent actually getting a bit of value, but afraid not for this one. So, yeah, Schleppel, how do I pronounce that name? Where is it? How do I pronounce this? Please write it phonetically for me while I introduce the Heroes team. So, ladies and gentlemen, playing for the Heroes, it's Nova being played by Die and Retry. Arthas being played by Phoenix. We have Rainer being played by Cuteling. We have Gazlo being played by Osmoroso, and we have the Nazebo being played by, yes, the chat, you guessed it, it's Chris. It's always Chris. It's always Chris. He always makes it. He even has a trail of stars leading to heaven to prove that it's always Chris every bloody time. Every time. I honestly try to avoid looking at names for this, but every single time it's just like, Chris, okay, it's Chris is in the replay. Nope. Nope, I guess I have to use it. It's really good. God damn it, Chris. So, Chris will be playing in this game, and starting off, he's going to body block Gazlo inside the base. Nice! And then move into the mid lane. Starting off at level 1, he's bringing out the Death Ritual. And there's 2 ways that the Zebo could actually complete this challenge. Once again, remember, the thing must move on its own. Can't be with you at spawn. He does not have anything with him at spawn at the moment. And has to have a health bar. So he has 2 ways to beat it. We'll see which ones he takes. Chris, finding a Rainer in the bush, along with an Arthas. Needs to be very careful of that. Scaling out with some spiders. Nova, giving some vision to the spiders so that they can begin to chase down the enemies here. Not finding much, but they can still get some harassment. Good damage onto Raiders. Zombie wall to block out Raiders' retreat, but the cannons will save Raiders' life here. And Die and Retry, living up to his name by dying. Good job. Good job, Nova. And now, hold up. So, there is a theme with Novas here. I'm going to ask this to the chat. Let's see if they, how well they know the stereotypes for each hero. Okay, so you have a Nova in your game. She becomes First Blood. What's the next thing that happens? Chat. I'm going to wait. I'm going to give it a couple seconds so that you can catch up. What is the next thing that happens after you have a Nova on your team in your game and she dies? What is the very next thing that happens after that? So I'm just going to wait for the chat to catch up here. You lose. That's not what I was looking for, but that's good. GG, flaming. Okay. All right, some good predictions there. Let's see who was the most accurate here. Salt by Mez. So let's see who's the most accurate. Hit the play button. And wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. In fast forward button. There it is! It is a combination of GG, Salt, and blaming a teammate. To be fair, Arthas was AFK here for literally this entire time. But literally the very first thing after being first blood is insulting another team member. This time there was good reason, but that's always what happens. So there you go. You guys seem to know the hero stereotypes pretty damn well. For now, though, let's jump back to our hero, Chris. While he continues to, so far, do pretty well in his lane. He's doing alright. He's keeping the XP up, grabbing some stacks, just pinging minions before they die, getting the stacks. Chris moving in. And right now, Rain is already low. Zombie Ball immediately... Oh, so close. So close. But just dropping some spiders anyway. Clearing out the minion wave, building his stacks thanks to his ritual. Just getting everything up there. Once again, remember, it is a... Oh, hang on, Chris. Get out of there, Chris. Use your juking skills. You did it. Dropped some zombie. He dropped a zombie wall anyway, so even in death, he's able to stay alive. The Raiders dueling with each other, and now we see friendly Rainer poking away at Ostap. Cuteling in retreat, being chased by Tolo. But there's no way that our heroes are going to be able to grab this Dragonite, despite the fact that they did have full control of the area, but they didn't have any control over the mid lane. So now Gaslow finally going to recapture that top area and give the red team a bit of a chance to try and come back. Especially seeing as there's a big gank in the top lane, and Arthas is going to bite the proverbial. And in comes Nazeebo again, looking to try and get some harassment. Finds Arthas, drops some harassment, takes a couple frogs, zombie wall as well. And look at that trading. Just trades really nicely here. And once again, the other thing that we see in lower level, well, I say lower level games, Chris is quite high level. So it just, in every level of play actually, the amount of people who get caught in the zombie wall and the first reaction isn't to attack the freaking zombie wall so that they can get out of said zombie wall is too damn high. It is too damn high. They have a health bar. Hit them and they fall down. So Chris taking some harassment from Flugenheim, but able to pull back, trade out the damage without going down for the moment. He's managed to take, at level 4, the Spider Cluster. More Speedras. Getting in all the speed to the power. He's just trying to hide. He's trading out. He's building some stacks every now and again where he can. Not got too many. But he's built a little. Finds Gul'dan. Gul'dan getting zombie walled, but the tower this time. Able to do the job that Gul'dan should have done. Killing off that zombie and setting him free. So Gul'dan will get out barely. In the meantime, 2 other heroes at the top lane have died for our heroes. So not able to grab the Dragonite despite Chris rotating up because there was no one holding that top shrine. So mid lane has been pushed up a little while Chris wasn't in there, but he's able to clear that up fairly well, only losing half health for the tower, but did lose a lot of ammo. So he does need to clear out that wave for a fairly long time, try and get all that ammo back. And he's just going to continue to wipe this out best he can. Zombie wall once again. Just getting stacks, because this does apply his poison, does apply his ritual to the minions here. Getting killed off. And yeah, the flashing screen is, yeah, that happens now. I don't know why it happens, but it's been happening the last couple times I've done the show. It's very weird. Yeah, sorry about that. So Q-Link, once again, getting engaged on by Illidan. Good knockback by Tojo. Root misses, though. Phoenix, sorry, able to push through onto Ostap, not able to grab the kill. Die and retry, continuing to live up to his name. And Phoenix chasing down Tojo, killing the slow, getting him with the root. Nicely done, just stopping him dead in his tracks. And yeah, ding all the freaking time. All the dings ever. So we see Flugenheim about to meet with Chris once again. This time Chris aggressively close zombie wall. Raider killing his way through the gap, able to pull out of there. He has 2 choices there. Either stay in the thing and attack Chris, where he's going to be hit by at least a couple zombies, unless he's very well positioned, or kill your way out of there as quick as possible so that you don't take all the stuff. Chris able this time, though, to grab the objective, preventing the DK going over to the villain's side and keeping his team in the game. More zombies for now. Level 7, Chris has managed to take the Gibbon, increasing the duration of his zombie wall and spiders. The spiders he has already built into by 33%. So longer spider duration, which is very good, especially against Illidan. Finds himself trapped with Illidan, actually. He just drops down a zombie wall and trades nicely because Illidan decides to stand in all of the zombies without his evasion up. And as such, he is forced to pull back. He grabbed Fountain and is now back again. Round 2, bitch. This time drops the evasion. The zombies do not do damage. And Tolo, able to take the damage and put in some great protection. Very, very nice. So put in some great damage and give the team once again his chance, the villain team, a chance to grab the DK, but die and retry. This time looking to deny for the moment. He does deny very temporarily. Going to be chased down by Arthurs, while Illidan does grab the first dragon of the game. And as such, mid lane is very, very much in trouble. Cuteling and Chris coming in. Chris dropping the zombie wall onto Raider this time. The Hyperion clears up most of that. With Hyperion's available, Hyperion's ultimates available, as you can see. Hyperion and the Syndragosa were used. Chris, realizing that Gazlo's being a jerk, decides to murder the shit out of him with his heroic, getting Gargantuan just in time as well. Zombie wall into Gargantuan, just annihilating everyone there. So now Chris pushing forward, looking for an opportunity. Zombie walls, once again. Towers will kill that off a bit, but it's an extra damage. Dragger killed off super fast here. And Chris trying to micro his way away from Tolo here. Tolo very outnumbered. He pulls back, able to keep himself alive and do well for his team. Syndragosa not killing off Illidan. Arthur's looking like he wanted to chase there for a second. The base is disabled, so he might have been able to do it, but decided against it due to the fact that the enemy Arthurs was there as well, especially also an enemy Raider. Die and retry, continuing to live up to his name. Arthurs takes some good damage from those zombies, which are doing a pretty good job here. So right now, the objective has now been completed with the summoning of Gary the Gargantuan. So Chris has already completed the objective here. Well done, Chris. Now let's see how well he can do in the game. Chris dropping the zombies into the Gazlo bomb, which easily kills off the enemy Gazlo. Chris dies to Arthurs though, but was able to do the job. Precision strike not landing onto our stop. And the Gary the Gargantuan not able to chase through and secondly distracted by some minions. Some filet minions. Nova finds Tolo. Tolo dies, and Nova actually is useful for once. Hooray. Good job. One time out of 13 levels. Pretty good job. Worth hero pick. We're seeing Gazlo in the bottom lane just wrecking minions because he picked Robo Goblin, whereas the enemy Gazlo decided to go for a team fight style. So we have the split push style. We're on the map with quite a few mercenaries actually. It's not bad. Versus the very team fight style of the extra turrets, etc. Which is cool. So, bing, bing, ding. Chris getting all of the stacks once again. Going for the capture. We also see Gazlo going for it as well. But this is the area protection. Gazlo and Nazebo, you can't raid that shit. You can't do it. You can, however, just grab the bottom shrine and disable it. However, they were able to get Arthurs out of that. But Arthurs and Illidan decided it would be a good idea to walk into a Gazlo and a Nazebo area. Turrets and zombies for days. Foolish fools. What did they think was going to happen? The answer is they would die. But apparently they didn't expect it. Arthurs getting ganked but keeping himself alive for the moment. No, he decides to turn around a bit. So he does die. Flugenheim on his own a bit. Doesn't walk out the zombie wall this time. Uses his knockback to try and escape. Gets stuck by the minion. The minion closing in. The zombies. Dead rush taken by Nazebo here. They close in. Get him, boys. Yeah, boss. Let's get him. They close in. They're able to grab the kill. Illidan definitely in that bush to the left, because where else would he be? Just, yep, there he is. Zombie wall dropped in it. Whoa, hold up a second. What was that damage? I am curious for a second there. Okay, we're going to see this again. Zombies just closing in on him, but that minion blocking the gap there. All right, so at normal speed. What was that damage? Uses spiders. He has frogs up. Was it frogs? Like point blank frogs? Yep, just all the frogs. All of the frogs in one go because they all got wrapped around this thing. Well done. Good job, Chris. Now he's outnumbered, though. I say outnumbered. He's out-healthed by Arthurs. However, here comes reinforcement. Here comes the big reinforcement. I want a Gangster Nazebo skin where this is just like the big guy. Just like, you mess with the boss, you get the smash. You get the smash from Gary. Gary, no. Avenge me. Gary gets the kill. And there's extra zombies with a little small one. It's like, yeah, exactly. This is our town, scrubs. Yeah, beat it. They just appear where the boss goes and just assist him. That would be cool. A Defias Nazebo skin. I want that. But we finally see our heroes able to grab the Dragon Knight. They will now be pushing into the mid lane, getting some worth out of it by Raider. And the Dragon Knight, though, will pull back, losing the movement speed, not the attack speed anymore. But still able to get some very good worth here. Tolo chasing down the Dragon Knight, though. Phoenix too cautious with this. He's not going in. He's just taking damage. Not getting worth. Tolo gets... Well, there's the worth. Tolo getting precision striked by die and retry. Once again, actually getting some worth now. Only took 17 levels to actually be useful. But he did get it in the end. The Gazlows having a bit of a Barney down in the bot lane. Neither one gaining a huge advantage, but they're both... Two Gazlows having a fight is just very stupid to watch. Chris, though, coming in for reinforcements, that should turn the fight in the favor of the Heroes Gazlow as he wraps in behind. There are turrets there. Wraps in. Misses every ability. Good job. Spiders, though. Spiders. Spiders. Yay! Who needs to have accuracy when Spiders auto-target? Did it! So Chris pulling back. Going to be retreating to his side of the map for the moment because he doesn't know where Illidan is. As he's the only person alive because while he was killing Gazlow, the rest of his team killed off everything. Good job. So Chris, moving up to the mid lane for the moment, it would be a good idea for him to grab one of these mercenary camps. This one is not the safest. It would be safer if Reyna came up. They could probably fight Illidan and Reyna together with that. If the Zebo was able to save and focus his zombies quite nicely onto Illidan, they'd probably be able to win that fight quite nicely. But it doesn't look like there's going to be any contested anyway if the villains are somewhere. It looks like they're probably at their Bruiser camp. So that does leave Chris to take this quite easily without any kind of protection. So Chris moving up to the mid lane for the moment, just helping out his team. The Bruiser camp was what was being taken by the villains now. And the Heroes going to try and punish them for that. They want to kill off those Bruisers and just leave that bottom lane to be pushed alone by putting pressure on the top lane. But the villains just clearing up mercenaries in the bot lane, but they lose Reyna because of it, because they weren't protecting this top lane. So now the top lane's under duress instead. Chris mounting up and then deciding to run straight into the Hyperion. Good job. But he's still able to get some pressure. They put great pressure on the top lane, but the mercenary camps in the bot lane have been killed off. And the last ads that we didn't say, but we already said about the Dead Rush, which the zombies deal 50% more damage, and 5 zombies that expire uproot and attack nearby enemies. So if you drop it around a hero, 5 zombies uproot, and they basically rush the guy, completely trapping them. It's pretty good. And the Leaping Spiders, which you've already seen. Tolo has been spotted, grabbing this mercenary camp. 0 people coming to help. Looks like Reyna's finally realized. He mounts up and begins to make his way down. So if Kristen can delay long enough, he has a good chance. Here's the zombie wall. Getting some good damage. The evasion already used. The Tolo jumping to the other side. But here's Raider. Oh, that metamorphosis though. Well timed, but not enough. Two versus 1. Outnumbered. Not able to do anything. Chris and Cuteling able to do a little bit. The corruption though, getting some good damage out of Draga there. And Chris going to be going for the shrine instead of chasing in there. Needs to be careful. His team looks like they wanted to go maybe a little bit deep. Don't want to get killed off. He grabs the shrine, moves in to help his team. Looks like the fight has expired. I say the fight's expired. The fight has finished. Neither team wants to fully engage. And he gave time for his team to grab the Dragonite once again while he grabs his level 20, the Humongoid. Gets good damage. Another great zombie wall into Gary and smash goes smash. Able to take down the Gazlow in there. And Chris actually going to be, despite the fact that he actually just gains health regen from his ritual. Instead, he's just going to heal himself and Gary up and then go and rejoin his team, who have managed to continuously wreck everything. Down goes Raider with some precision strike there. Now turning onto Illidan, who does dodge the second precision strike here and barely survives the punt. Barely with enough health. But that's still a 5 versus 3 right now in favor of our hero. Dragonite is killed. Nova snipes Illidan, who went too deep. He was like, oh, he's dead. I guess I'll chase him. And from below, Raider takes out the Gul'dan, chases down the Arthur. Spiders. Not enough. Not enough for the kill, but they do grab the first keep of the game. And that puts our heroes in a great position here. Cuteling just clearing up minions as best as he can. And yeah, the Gargantuan is having a glitch there, but having another glitch there. But it does teleport back to the Horde of the Storms with you when you go back. But that can be an issue because for those who haven't seen some of the videos, it does actually pick up minions, and one of the minions it can pick up is a catapult. It will drop that the catapult in the minion in some situations, like if that thing's teleported back to the hall, I believe. So there have been clips of basically where a Gargantuan has picked up a catapult, been sent back to the Horde of the Storms, and then has kicked the catapult basically into just out of range of the core, and then that catapult has just killed the core on its own because it's out of minion range. But now though, you can see it's holding a melee minion there. Everyone else is dead. Nazebo is alive. Gary is killed, but the spiders are doing the job. Gazlow continuing to forget to not know how, continue to remember that he doesn't know how to do a combo. Down it goes. Zombies will uproot at least a couple of them. No, they're getting just one hit by the core. But it doesn't matter. Core will go down, and that is GG. And just stellar Nazebo play coming out from Chris there overall. Able to just get some great control. Keep the fights going in every single situation. Able to get just really solid zombie walls and do a huge amount of work. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the wrong button. That's the right button. Thank you for watching Community Challenge this week. I hope you all enjoyed. Very simple games this one. Nothing overly silly, but maybe next week we're going to have some silly stuff because it's quite difficult. I think this week's challenge is actually going to take a couple tries for a lot of people in order to actually get, because it is difficult. So I hope you all enjoyed. Stream is not over. I just need to drop it to like a end screen so that I know where to cut it off for YouTube, etc. So you'll be able to, so you'll be getting some music in a couple seconds so that I just know my cutoff points, because I need to leave a gap either side. I may even like turn off the stream for a second and then turn it immediately back on so that I have the step-by stream stuff. And I assume it records anyway. So either way, I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll be back with some PTR stuff very soon. And I will see you all next time. Remember to send those replays to replays@tetcher.co.uk. Challenge is get the highest hero damage in the game without using a specialist or an assassin. I have been Tetcher. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in a bit.